Hey there, expats! If you are moving to Buenos Aires or are already in Argentina and are trying to rent an apartment, you've likely come across the requirement to pay thousands of dollars in cold, hard cash, specifically USD, upfront to secure your housing. Wait, what the f? Yeah, Argentine landlords won't accept their own country's currency for rent. As crazy as that sounds, local rental contracts can now require US dollars. When I signed my first contract here, it was a freaking headache to get over 4,000 USD in cash, and it cost us close to 20% in additional fees and unfavorable exchange rates. Good news, you can avoid my boneheaded fresh off the airplane mistakes by sticking around and watching this video. I'll show you 5 ways to legally and efficiently get US dollars to pay for rent. You'll also get our infamous insider tips that will simplify your monthly rental payment, save you money, and if you watch till the end, I'll even share a way for you to get a free $20 Amazon gift card. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe. It really helps us out. For those that don't know me, I'm Marco Sison, and I'm thrilled to bring our community of 500,000 expats who visit Nomadic Fire's website another fact-filled video guide on our YouTube channel, where we bring you the best tips, tricks, and recommendations on how to live your best life abroad. NomadicFire.com brings you the best updated intelligence on expat life in different cities, countries overseas. With us, you get the unique perspective of having one source to compare, contrast, and capture life in retirement hotspots like Mexico, the Philippines, and Colombia. Welcome back to Nomadic Fire. In last week's video, we shared the most crucial things we wish we knew before renting an apartment in Buenos Aires. One of those knowledge drops was that a lot of landlords here require to pay rent in US dollar bills. This was actually kind of new. It used to be legally mandated that any long-term contracts had to be paid in Argentine pesos. But President Milei's December 2023 decree, he legalized rental contracts to be in any currency whatsoever, whether or not it was legal tender. Now, Argentine landlords can require payment in US dollars, euros, pounds, Bitcoin, or, as Argentina's foreign minister noted, otra cripto y hoy. Or in English, kilos of beef or liters of milk. But luckily, landlords care mostly about a stable currency, mostly USD, and aren't requiring you to bring them a cow every month. However, once you're inside Argentina, there is no legal way to obtain large amounts of USD bills, as you're only allowed to exchange 200 US dollars per month at a bank. But fear not, we're here to share 5 methods that'll help you get those dollar bills. Also, check out our related videos on the best ways to get pesos in Argentina or how to get 50% more pesos using Western Union. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get right to it. For simplicity, we'll pretend to buy $1,000 in US dollar bills in each of our cases and calculate any losses and fees based on that amount. All amounts are current as of the date this video has been published, but you can check the latest Argentine exchange rates on Nomadic Fire website using this link here, or check the description box below. The absolute best and cheapest way to get US dollar bills is to just bring them with you. Or if you have visitors coming from the United States, ask them to bring some along. It's by far the most cost-effective method and will save you tons of time and headaches. Just make sure that the bills are crisp, unmarked, undamaged, $100 bills with the big faces. Many landlords may not accept payment for anything different. And here's an insider tip. You are only allowed to bring in a maximum of 10,000 USD into the country. This includes the equivalent amount in other currency. You can't sneak in $9,000 in US dollars, $9,000 in euro, and another $100,000 in pesos. Also, that $10,000 amount is per family. If you bring in $10,000, your wife cannot also bring in $10,000. But what most people don't understand is that $10,000 limit is the amount you have to declare. You can actually bring more money into Argentina, but you need to declare that amount ahead of time and customs when you arrive. If you get stopped by customs and you have over $10,000 on you undeclared, be prepared for a crappy time at the airport. Informal exchange houses are called casa de cambios in Spanish and are informally known as cuevas or caves. Some cambios accept cryptocurrency such as USDT or Bitcoin. One particular Cambio that's been very convenient for us is Flash Palermo. And just to clarify, we're not getting any commission from them. We're sharing this info because they're in a convenient location in our neighborhood and we've had good experiences with them. Their location is on our interactive Argentina neighborhood map below. The process is simple. Flash Palermo charges 2.5% for converting USDT to USD. For instance, to receive $1,000 in cash, you're going to need to transfer $1,025 in USDT to them. First, you're going to need to purchase that USDT, and you can do this on any trading platform, Binance as an example. If you don't already have a Binance account, you can use our link in the description box below to create one. You'll even get a discount on your first trade. Now, once you've purchased the USDT, you need to transfer that required amount to Flash Palermo following their provided instructions. If you look at using today's exchange rate, 1,068 USD translates to 1,025 USDT, which gets you that previously mentioned $1,000 in USD bills. And here's an insider tip. Flash Palermo's super responsive via WhatsApp. That makes this process much smoother and easier. They usually respond very quickly and we're willing to guide you through the process with any questions you may have. Now, keep in mind that exchange rates vary a lot in Argentina, so it's always a good idea to check both Binance and the money exchange rates before making any transfers. In this case, the transfer results in a 6.8% loss due to exchange and transaction fees. Now, this percentage can increase or decrease depending on the fluctuating USDT exchange rate and the specific rates and fees of the Cambio that you're going to use. This next method was actually new to me, but you can actually use Buenos Aires WhatsApp groups to exchange money directly peer-to-peer. You can swap Argentine pesos, trade in US dollars, you can buy and sell cryptocurrencies, and more. Even better, because you're cutting out the middleman, you can save up to 5% on exchange rates and fees. So, what exactly is peer-to-peer or P2P money exchange? Essentially, it's a decentralized system where you can directly connect with other individuals looking to buy and sell specific currencies. By bypassing traditional financial institutions like banks and traditional money exchangers, you can avoid any broker fees and get better rates. Here's how it works. First, you can join one of many WhatsApp groups where people offer USD in exchange for Argentine pesos, crypto, or USD transfers. If you comment below, I'll even send you the link. These groups are quite active and you can easily find someone willing to make a trade. We jumped into those WhatsApp groups for you and immediately were able to find someone offering a 1-to-1 exchange rate for USD to USDT. So with 1,000 USD currently costing about 1,042 US dollars, this results in only a 4.2% loss. It's still better than the 6.8% loss using Flash Palermo. Another person offered a 2% fee for their USD in exchange for transferring them the USD via Wise or Venmo. Even with potential Wise or Venmo fees, that's going to be the winner of today's comparison. I've had some great experiences with P2P exchanges. For instance, I needed a large amount of USD quickly and found someone through a WhatsApp group who offered me a fantastic rate. All I did was meet them at a cafe, we made the exchange, it was all smooth and secure. Just remember to do your due diligence, check reviews, and get recommendations from trusted contacts. Using P2P exchanges via WhatsApp groups is a practical and efficient way to get USD in Buenos Aires. It's all about making those right connections. Another great way to get your hands on some USDs while in Argentina is jump on a boat. Well, specifically a ferry boat, for a quick trip to the charming town of Colonia de Sacramento in Uruguay. This historic spot is just a 1-hour ferry ride away, and it offers much more than just scenic views and cobblestone streets. Uruguayan ATMs dispense US dollar bills. The cheapest round-trip ticket on a Buquibus ferry costs about $45, making a pretty cost-effective option. Once you're into Colonia, head to Banco Republica. We'll post a link to the location in the description box below. Here's another insider tip. If you rely on visa runs because you don't have a DNI, combine your visa run with a trip to Colonia to pick up cash. That way you got a 2-for-1 solution. If you want to know everything about how to get the Colonia by ferry and how to do a visa run, check out next week's video. We'll make sure to go over everything you need. So just like and subscribe to our channel and you'll be the first to get notified when the new video comes out. ATMs of Banco Republica charge $5 per transaction. But here's an insider tip. Banks like Charles Schwab or Fidelity will refund the foreign ATM fees, making this option even more cost-effective. However, Banco Republica doesn't actually separate the ATM fee from a withdrawal. Instead, it all lumps it up together in one transaction. So if you're using a bank like Schwab or Fidelity that automatically refunds you the foreign ATM fees, you're going to need to give them a call to tell them what happened so that you can get that $5 back. Now, let's talk about fees. Using the cheapest ferry tickets, the total cost adds up to about 5% in fees. If your bank refunds the foreign transaction fee, it drops to about 4.5%. Keep in mind, this option becomes even cheaper with the more USD withdrawal. But for our comparison, we kept it based on the same 1,000 USD, so it's a fair apples-to-apples comparison with the other methods. And now for our last method. This is by far the most expensive way to get US dollars in Buenos Aires, so I recommend using this only as a last resort. But if you need to get your hands on those elusive USD bills quickly, you can use Western Union to get pesos from your US bank account, then exchange the Argentine pesos at a Cambio or a Cueva. First things first, you're going to need to get your hands on some Argentine pesos, but don't bother going to an ATM. Not only do they give you the expensive formal exchange rate, but you're also going to incur some hefty fees, and rarely ever do they have enough money in the machines to meet that large amount of cash you're going to need to make a rent payment. We'll cover more of those tips in this video up there. So instead of an ATM, use Western Union to receive your pesos. Trust us, this method is significantly better than using an ATM. We've made an entire video on how to use Western Union with all its ups and downs, highlighting which branches to use that are going to have those large amounts of cash that you're going to need in stock. And if you sign up for Western Union using our link in the description, you're going to get a free $20 Amazon gift card, plus your money transfer is going to be fee-free the first time. And another insider tip, when you pick up your Argentine pesos from Western Union, you'll end up with a large pile of cash. And when I say large, I mean, I'm not exaggerating, it's huge. So make sure to bring a big backpack and use Uber or Didi so you can go straight home after the money exchange to ensure your safety. Once you have your pesos, the next step is to find a Cambio to exchange them for USD bills. Cambios are practically everywhere in Buenos Aires, and each sets its own rates, which are going to be more or less closely matching the informal blue dollar rate. For instance, at Flash Palermo, you're going to need roughly 1.3 million pesos to get 1,000 US dollars. This is going to cost you about 1,145 USD to transfer. They also mentioned that the exchange rate they provide is only valid for 20 minutes. So it's going to be critical for you to check the rates between Western Union and the Cambio before making any transfers. Another option is Cambio Bares, which has branches all over Buenos Aires. Their bright orange signs are hard to miss, and you can buy USD bills with your pesos cash. They even list the rates online so you can check them before heading over. And if you're feeling a little adventurous, head over to Cali, Florida. It's a pedestrian-only street in downtown Buenos Aires. This area is known for its underground exchange houses or cuevas. Just listen for the toots, known as arbitilitos, calling out Cambio, Cambio as you walk by, and they'll lead you to an unofficial exchange house where you can often get a better rate. Personally, I prefer cuevas in expat-friendly neighborhoods like Palermo, Recoleta, or Belgrano, or ones that are recommended to me by someone I trust, or my friends, or even your Airbnb host. In our example, this method results in a 14.5% loss. It is definitely not the cheapest method, and the percentage can increase depending on the exchange rate between Western Union and the Cambio of your choice. So just use this only as a last resort. So if you're in Argentina and you need USD bills, you've got a few solid options. Peer-to-peer exchanges, USDT transfers, or just a quick trip to Uruguay. Now, each of this method has its own advantages and drawbacks, but they still effectively get you the cash you need to pay for rent. And for those of you planning to move here, remember to bring as much USD cash as you can. It's going to save you a ton of time and a ton of headaches. Trust me, you'll thank yourself later. And that's a wrap for today. So if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out our other videos where we discuss the cheapest ways to get pesos in Argentina, avoid crucial mistakes with renting apartments, and explore some of the most popular neighborhoods in Buenos Aires. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you'll always be the first to know when our next video drops. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week, and ciao from Argentina.